Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. Right, welcome to number 3 in our series about EPs. So just in case you haven't seen any, you should go back and watch number 1 and number 2 in this series. This series is all about how I can help you get traction and distribution with your EP. Now, if you follow my content, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of EPs. I prefer musicians to actually make music and get it out there, build an audience, and then find ways of monetizing content or the brand. But every single day, without fail, I will get bands and artists sending me either EPs or asking me to go and check out their EP or asking me questions about EPs. So whilst I'm not a massive fan, it seems that the whole world is. So therefore, I want to do as much as I can to actually help you with the distribution rather than just be an arse and not bother. So this is number 3. Now in the first video, we dealt with purpose. What is the purpose of this EP? What are we trying to do? Because if we don't have that purpose, we're going to start making mistakes. We won't be able to build a strategy because we'll be doing things like trying to sell it and give it away at the same time. So we have a purpose. In the second video, it's about targets. Now that we know what the purpose is, what is it that we're going to try and target? And I did an example on sales because I think if we're going to do an EP, then you're putting music out there in a group with 4, 5, 6 tracks on something. So therefore, I think selling is really, really important. So today I want to talk about sales. And by that, I don't want to talk about promotion. I want to talk about sales. And they are two different things. And I think bands and artists are very, very good at promotions because promotions is creativity. But I think bands are usually very, very bad at sales. Closing the deal as such, because it's a dirty word. And so I want to talk about that because yes, it might be a little bit corporate, but if you're making this amazing art and you want to sell it, you have to sell it. You can't just put it out there and just say, by the way, if anybody wants it, it's just over there. It's just too arty-farty and hippie, and so we are going to need to deal with the fact that you do need to become a little bit more salesy in order to sell your EP. So today I want to talk about 3 tips that I've got in how you can actually sell this EP, hit the targets that you want to achieve to help you grow and build your band into as big as you want to make it. Now, before we do the 3 tips, I want to talk about time, allocating time. Sales takes time. So the 3 tips I've got, I really think can help you. I really think they can help sell your EP and hit the targets, but I'm going to tell you now, it is going to take time. It's not something that you can just take 5 minutes here or 10 minutes there. What I want you to do is I want you to go through your diary and I want you to clear a couple of spaces. And I think, Wednesday nights from 6 until 10, 4 hours where you can actually do sales. And I'm talking about maybe 2 or even 3 of these a week. And if you're in a band of 3 or 4 people, then why can't you do that with everybody? So you're allocating large amounts of time. Once you've gone through your rehearsals, you've got your band nice and tight, you've done your pre-production, you've then made the record, and then you've got the record in some form or another, then take the time that you were spending on rehearsing, writing and pre-production and use that for sales. Promotion a little bit as well, but I want to talk about sales. So make no bones about it, this is going to take time, so allocate the time and respect the fact that this is going to take time to actually sell the product. Right, let's deal with these 3 tactics, and I'm going straight in with number 1, with the most important tactic. I'm not going to leave you wait until the end. For me, when you're dealing with a band that's got 500 to 2,000 Facebook likes and you're trying to target, say, 300 to 1,000 copies sold of an EP, I think the most important tactic is what I call the power of 1. Now, the power of 1 is where you're actually one-to-one asking people to buy your EP. It sounds obvious, but bear with me, because what bands tend to do is they tend to do promotion. Bands tend to actually put something out on Facebook to 1,000 people and they say, hey guys, here is our EP if anyone wants to buy it. I'm leveling with you. Very, very few people will buy that. And you can do that every day for 3 weeks, and every day you'll sell 1 or 2, but you aren't going to get real traction because you're not dealing with the power of 1. What you're trying to do is you're trying to actually get your absolute super fans who are really, really excited to buy your EP. And you can do that a little bit further down the line, but right now it's too lazy and it's dealing with too many people in one go. The power of one is where you go through your Facebook, the band's Facebook, your phone, everyone in the band's phone, and you actually make a list of everybody and you go straight in one-to-one and you say to someone, I want you to go and buy our EP, or I need you at this stage to buy an EP. Don't forget, when you're at this stage of a band, when you've got an EP, I've got a book coming out. And every day I mention the book and everyone just goes, oh, I hope I get a freebie copy. And I go, no, you're gonna have to buy a copy, because it's not about, as we're mates, it's not about we're mates so I give you a free copy. Unfortunately, it's the other way around. We're mates, so I need you to buy this, because this will make a difference to the traction of my book. This will make a difference on Amazon. This will make a difference to the numbers and the charts. So it's not we're mates, so therefore I'll do some freebies. It's we're mates, so therefore as a mate, I expect you to pay a tenner or whatever it's gonna cost for this book. So the power of one is actually going in and talking to friends, relatives, fans, getting super fans to do the same thing and saying, I've let you know, we'll come across promotion in the next few videos, but this point is the EP is out and we spend time actually talking one-to-one with people, because every single day, because I like lots and lots of bands, because that's part of what I do, every single day someone will be promoting something. When was the last time I bought an EP? The last time someone actually got in touch, or a single, and said, I need you to go and do this. And I was like, right, okay, yeah, cool, 79p, fine, boom, bought. I don't listen to stuff on iTunes and I listen to stuff on Spotify, but again, we're giving that for free. This is about selling something. So at this stage with your band, the best thing that you can do is allocating time. And if you've got a family where it's your mum, your dad, and your brother, and they've all got separate iTunes accounts, then it's guys, I need you to all go and buy one. It's not a family account. I need you to buy this stuff, because that way, when you're targeting one person at a time, you are much more likely to sell it. And then when you see them a few days later or a week later, you ask them, you go straight in for it. Did you buy it? Did you buy that EP? Because I really, really need this. This is really, really important. We're trying to get our target of this. I promise you, if you're doing that on a one-to-one basis, literally don't text, ring someone up, literally ring them up. And that way they're accountable. They will pick up the phone and you'll say, Dave, I need you to buy my EP. I need you to do it today. And honestly, please, can you text me when you've done it? It's very, very, very important. There is much more chance that Dave will buy that EP. So number one, my biggest tactic for this is you are going to have to spend a lot of time getting dirty and ringing people and selling something one-to-one. Tip two, and this is very much more sort of promotions that goes along with sales, but it is absolutely still sales. When you're selling your EP, I want you to attach an offer or a reward for doing this. So you're not just saying, here's our EP, can you please go and buy our EP? You're saying, if you buy our EP, you will get this. Because people love that. People love an offer. That's what triggers people's senses. We are surrounded by branding all of the time. I can literally look around the room and I could probably pick 15, 20 brands. Now, the way brands do it when they advertise is they say, we're going to give you the advertising, we're going to attach an offer so that someone's brain will go, ooh, offer, I get something extra out of this. Everyone loves a deal. So whether that is, if you buy this EP and you send me a receipt, you get a video of me performing live, or if you buy this, you go into a hat and the winner will win something, but attaching some kind of offer which brings value will absolutely bring you more traction than just saying, buy this. So for example, how about this? This is something that I'll probably do for the book, is if you buy a copy of the book and you send me a receipt, everyone goes into the hat and then the winner gets me to travel to your house, wherever it is in the world, and I will come and buy you dinner. That's the thing. And so that would be something that you just get entered into. If you buy it, send me a receipt and it goes into the hat, and then, you know, it might be that. Or it might be you get an afternoon with me to work on your social media, your band, possibly in a live rehearsal room if you want to do the live stuff, and we'll actually spend 2, 3, 4 hours working on your stuff. If you buy a book, maybe that will be one of the prizes. But I'm attaching something more than just buy the book. Because this is what bands are doing at the moment. Bands are actually going on their Facebook and they're just holding something up and go, buy this. And you just think, well, you can do better than that. It's a very, very, very lazy way of doing things. So I want you to think about what offer you are attaching to the sale. And I think if you do that, you'll get a lot more traction. And tip number 3, senses. This is really, really important. When people buy things, they want to trigger their senses. They want to see it, they want to hear it, they want to feel it, they want to smell it, they want to touch it. They want to do all of those things. Now, via your social media, you can trigger some of those senses. We've talked about storytelling leading up to it. Now, people actually want to hear it. They want to hear a little bit of this EP that you released. They want to see some of the EP that you released. They want to get their hands on it and see what it is that they're going to buy. And I think too many bands have no story leading up to it, and then they just say, our EP's live, go and get it. And people are like, well, I don't know what it looks like, I don't know what it sounds like. Give me something better than that. So your job is to actually fulfill some of that criteria, because people do want to see some of it, not all of it. And I'm not talking about go and listen to the whole thing on Spotify and then buy it, because you've given too much of it away. But for you to actually pick a track, if you look at the old school system of we're putting out an album, so a single is a loss leader. We put out a single to promote the album. The album's where they used to make the money, the single where they used to lose money. Nowadays it's slightly different, but you can put out a track or a live version of a track or a 30-second snippet of the track. You can do all of these things to get people to actually start to feel, see and listen to this EP that you've created. And then at that point, you have to go in for the sale. You have to say, here is a clip from our EP. I need you to go and buy this today, and then send us a copy of the receipt and we will enter you into the offer. That way you've linked all of these 3 things that we're talking about together. So those are your 3 tips. Number 1, you have to sell this, not promote it. There's a big, big difference. Everyone going, oh, you're amazing, that's fantastic. But until you say, buy this, most of the time people won't buy it. Secondly, I want you to attach an offer or a reward, because I feel like that will trigger people's senses and want them to actually buy it in order to get a good deal. And thirdly, it's all about senses. So a bit more try before you can buy, and then attach that offer. But more importantly, go in for the kill. We are selling this, we are not giving it away. So that's my top 3 tips for selling, not promoting the EP. I want to do a couple more of these videos on lead ups and breakdowns and how we're actually going to get more people to hear about your EP. But before we do any of that, what's really important is we need to sell this EP first. So before we start actually getting people involved and interested in it, we have to know how to close the deal. And I want you guys to think about that. If you've got an EP out now, go and allocate 2 or 3 hours phoning people up and saying, I need you to go and buy this now. And I bet you could sell 20 or 30 copies of it today. So go and do that. Good. Otherwise, like, subscribe. There'll be another one this week. Otherwise, have a great week. I'll see you guys tomorrow.